And action.
Hi, my name is Dania.
Hi, my name is Yasmin.
Hi, my name's Noah.
And welcome to the Dope Student Podcast.
Yeah. Love it.
Welcome to the Dope Student Podcast. Today we have an exciting guest, Jason Martinez from Fox 29, who's not just an Emmy-winning anchor, but also a sports enthusiast and a father of 5. We're going to dive into Philly sports, the life of news anchor, and even some personal health practices. Let's jump in.
Jason, welcome. Can you share a bit about your career journey and what led you to your current role at Fox 29?
Well, it's a pleasure to be with you, and I'm excited to be here early in the morning for me. I love Mr. Jarrett. I love the Dope Student Podcast, so thank you for having me. I've been here in Philly for 6 years. I love Philadelphia. I love the people of Philadelphia. You will not find a more genuine human being than in Philadelphia. So I love the people here. I love the sports fans. I love the culture. I live in a wonderful neighborhood with the people I love. So that's the foundation for why we love Philly so much. My wife and I we've got 5 children. We have lived in Miami. We've lived in San Diego, Los Angeles. I've lived all across the country, and so there's nothing like Philly. When I go back to California, where I'm from, I don't really like the people as much as I like them here. So as far as my career, it's taken me all over the country. And, you know, after 6 years here, this is the longest I've ever worked in one city because we move around a lot as news anchors and as journalists. We go from one city to the next, and then hopefully you stay in one place for a while. So our kids love it here. We plan to be here a long time. I've worked in Toledo, Ohio, Fresno, California. So 5 or 6 cities. And I don't know. I think we're going to be here a while. So that's good. And then, of course, I love the sports teams here. Anything else?
Winning 6 Emmy Awards is no small feat. What are some key moments or challenges that stood out to you on this path?
Winning 6 Emmys. Those, first of all, are team Emmys, right? So it's not just my Emmy. It represents a team accomplishment. Just like a trade, just like if you finish a job, it took a team to do it. In any profession, you kind of work as a team. So when I think of those Emmys, I think of what it took as a team to win. And it's just really a symbol of great teamwork and a great result for this one particular day. So, like, for example, you guys weren't born yet, but in 2009, a guy named Michael Jackson died. He was a singer and a performer, and who's the biggest star today? I guess it's Taylor Swift. He was bigger than Taylor Swift, right, Mr. Jarrett? Yes, sir. So he passed away that day shockingly, tragically. It was very sad. It was shocking. Everybody remembers where they were that day. And I was in LA at the time, and we went live with this news that he was in the hospital. He wasn't doing well. It was not looking good. And so for the next 10 hours straight, we were live with the breaking news of his death. We began to look back on his life and what he meant to so many people. There were flowers gathered at the hospital. People were on his star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It was a sad day, but we won an Emmy for that day for the coverage we provided in LA for his death. And so I remember going home that night just thinking, man, it's really a pleasure to be part of this team. So I guess that's the lesson here. Be a good teammate, be selfless, and the result will come. And I think that applies to any profession.
You mentioned dealing with rejection and failure. How did those experiences shape your perspective and resilience in your career?
Failure is a gift because it humbles you and hopefully makes you hungrier to succeed in the future. I mean, there's only two ways you can respond to failure, and that is to give up, quit, and crawl into a hole, or crawl out and try to be better. So I'm usually, sometimes I believe in God. I believe if He doesn't want something for you, it's not going to happen. Maybe He's got something better for you down the road. So you have to keep the faith. You have to stay hungry and look at failure in a positive light. So that's what I did. I've been rejected. I've been turned down. But you have to be hungry. to be willing to accept failure, like it's a good thing, and be ready to move on for what's next. So I'm sure I'll fail more in the future. You have to just be humble about it. It's going to happen. So don't be afraid to fail. Take risks.
Like the condo job.
The condo job. Oh, we want to talk about that. So go ahead with your question.
One of the things you highlighted was the importance of staying calm under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Can you share an example from your career where this skill was put to the test?
Well, let me take it down to when I try to work on some of these trades myself, right? Think about how impatient you can become if you're not in the right mindset when you are trying to solder a pipe, or you're trying to line up a piece of wood in carpentry, or you're trying to demo something out before. It takes major patience, and you know what? I am not good at that, but I have gotten good at it, because if you aren't patient, if you lose your cool, what's going to come of the job you're doing? So you have to sometimes take a deep breath and, get back to it, stay calm, and it's all going to be okay on the other side. So whether it be like news, hey, there's stress, we're live, yeah, I just made a mistake, or I misspoke, or whatever it is, or I'm trying to get under the sink and install a faucet, and it's leaking all over me, and I don't know what to do. Like, whatever it is, take a deep breath. It's going to be all right. Stay calm. And it always is. It's always going to be okay. Like, I think in the moment, it feels like this isn't going to work. I'm not going to be able to do this. But you have to stay positive, keep yourself cool, and it'll all be all right.
What advice would you give students who are considering a career in TV, news, and sports? Is there a common misconception you'd like to clear up?
Oh, good question. It's not glamorous. News, sports, being on TV is not as glamorous as you might think. You know what the question I get all the time is? Do you have a makeup artist? Do you have somebody who does your makeup for you? Nope. I do my own makeup. And I can give you a tutorial or two if you need it.
We watched
Oh,
your
you did?
makeup
Okay.
tutorial.
That's hilarious. I do that as a joke because people, they think, you must have a big makeup artist and you have a chair that you sit in, and it's just, nope, I sit at my desk and I do it myself, and that's fine. My makeup, really, it takes me 2 seconds to do it. What was the first question, though? It was misconceptions and what?
Is there a common misconception you'd like to clear up?
Besides the fact that it's not glamorous, it's a difficult time right now in news. People, there's very little faith from either side on the fact that we're doing is truthful and honest and genuine and objective. So there's that. There's just people getting their news in different ways right here on their phone instead of watching it on TV. When I was a kid, the 5 o'clock news, that's how you got your information. Now you have it all right here. So we're having to battle that. So we do have an app and all those things, and a digital channel that we hope people will watch. So we're battling just the evolution of how people get their news as well. As far as sports go, this is such a sports town, and people want their, they want local coverage of these local teams, and I still think we're the best way to get that, because all we do is talk about the Eagles and Phillies and Sixers and Flyers all day, every day. So that's something we do that maybe a network, ESPN or a big network doesn't do.
You also talked about real-world experiences as the best education. Can you tell us about a moment in your life where that type of experience made all the difference?
Real-world experience has what was the question again?
You also talked about real-world experiences as the best education. Can you tell us about the moment in your life where that type of experience made all the difference?
It's like what you guys are doing right now. This is school, but you're learning on the job. You are actually doing hands-on things. This is the best way to learn. To me, I went to journalism school, taught me how to be on TV, but actually being on TV was the experience I needed. when I first went on TV for the first time, I was so scared. I was so nervous. Are you guys nervous right now? No, right? Because you've done this before, right? How many times have you done this? A lot, right? And have you noticed the more you do this, the more comfortable it gets, the more less scared you become?
Yeah, the first time
Yeah.
I did it, I was really nervous.
Yeah, and now you're like, okay, I've done this before.
Okay.
Right, and so that's what I mean. Like just reps, repetition in front of the camera. There's nothing more awkward than standing in front of the camera, looking at the lens, and talking to the camera. And then you go back and watch yourself, and you're like, oh my God, I'm such an idiot. I look terrible. I sound dumb, and you're your biggest critic. So but if you just do it, first of all, fearlessly do it. And also give yourself a little grace and a little credit. You don't look and sound as bad as you think you do. And then just time in front of. I've spent thousands and thousands of hours in front of the camera, and it got to the point where now I just don't care. Like if I think I look bad or sound bad, I know deep down it's probably not as bad as I think. So the real world repetition, the time that's spent in front of the camera and in my profession is the best experience I ever got. Much better than it. The education just kind of sets the groundwork for you. This kind of gets you out the door, and then it's time to do the work. Also, networking, talking to people, picking up the phone, not just sending an email, but like, for example, if you guys have a mentor that you want to meet or talk to, or if there's somebody you look up to, even if it seems like they're way up here and they wouldn't talk to you, try to contact them. Pick up the phone. Because I think a lot of kids your age don't want to call anymore. Back in the day, that was the only way you could talk to somebody. You had to pick up the phone and say, "Hi, this is Jason, and I was just wondering. I'm a student here at Mayfair Elementary, and I was just wondering if you'd be willing to come on my podcast or talk to me for a second. I really like what you do." I think people would love to hear from you guys in that light rather than an email. So don't be afraid to pick up the phone and call someone or go where they are, tap them on the shoulder and introduce yourself, because that would set you apart. That would set you apart from your peers, is to be brave enough to do that.
All right, let's switch gears a bit. Jason, if you had to name an MVP for the Eagles this year, who would it be and why?
That's easy. That's Saquon Barkley. He is dynamic, and he's a new player to the team this year. Do you guys know who that is? Saquon Barkley?
Quan Barkley.
Oh, Quan.
What?
No,
The
Saquon.
running back.
He's a new player to the Eagles this year, and he is the running back, and he's very fast, strong, dynamic. There was this play where he jumped over. He does the splits in the air, and he jumps over a defender backwards, spins around, and does it again. So he's fun to watch. Seems like a really good guy, and he has really been the newcomer that I think has changed the dynamic of this team. So Saquon Barkley is the MVP. He's also my favorite player. Never met him, actually, but hearing him in interviews, he's very well-spoken, seems very humble, good head on his shoulders, went to Penn State. You guys know where you want to go to college?
No,
Or is
not yet.
that too far away?
No, I'm
What
not
is
sure.
Harvard? Oh, my God. Good for you. Good for you. I didn't have, when I was your age, man, I was just thinking about tomorrow. I wasn't even thinking about, college. The fact that you said Harvard means you're thinking big. I love that. That's the key. You have to think big. There's no one stopping you from being great except your own mind sometimes. Sometimes we put our own limits on our what we think our potential is based on where we come from or who, money or whatever it is. But that is amazing. You can go to Harvard. I wasn't smart enough to do that at all. I was lucky enough to get accepted to my college. I'm still not that smart. I was a C student. But if you know what you want to do and see, I didn't know. When I was in middle school, I wanted to be a baseball player. And up until I played in college, and when I wasn't good enough to get drafted into Major League Baseball, I did the next best thing, which was try to become a sports reporter and try to still have a life and profession in sports. and eventually that became news. And, but that's another example of failure. I didn't make it. I didn't reach my goal. Oh, well, pivot. Time to turn the page and become something else. So I ended up going to Chapman University. That's in Southern California by Disneyland. You guys like Disney? Yeah. So anyway, no regrets. Everything happens the way God wants it to happen for you.
Speaking of the Eagles, who on their defense has really surprised you with their performance this season?
Zach Bond. He's a linebacker. He is in on what seems like every tackle. He's and that's a position they have really had a hard time with in years past. He's a guy nobody ever really heard of, and he's playing kind of a new position. And every time you see them make a tackle, you'll see Zach Bond there in it. So he's everybody. They have rookies. They have this rookie named Quinyon Mitchell from Toledo, who's really good. Cooper DeJean, another rookie, very good. Everybody's playing well, and it's fun to watch because everybody needed to step it up this year, and they're doing it. And there's nothing more fun in Philadelphia than when the Eagles are good and when the Super Bowl is a possibility. That is talk about sports bringing people together, people of different races, religions, creeds, colors. Philadelphia Eagles football brings us together like nothing else. And so that is my favorite thing about Philadelphia sports. When you talk about we're all divided, not when our Philly teams are playing well and winning and there are parades and people climbing poles. Have you seen when people climb poles? They have to grease the poles. Have you heard that? Mm-hmm. It's like when they celebrate and everybody gathers into the streets to celebrate a team. They have to grease the poles and make them slippery so people can't climb them. Why are people climbing poles? I don't know. Nothing says I'm happy about my team winning like climbing a pole, but that's what we do. So again, when everybody gathers to celebrate, that's my favorite thing. So that's why I root so hard for Philly teams, because I want that moment for this city.
On a lighter note, tell us about your 3-day pre-Thanksgiving fast. What's the purpose behind it, and how does it fit into your daily life? And also, what's your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Oh, okay. So I am 58 hours into a 72-hour. Can we see this? This is my countdown clock. 57 hours I haven't eaten since dinner on Sunday night. It's Wednesday morning. I'm doing this for a couple reasons. One, there are tons of health benefits to fasting. Now, you guys shouldn't do it. You're kids. But I'm an old man, and it's good for you. It's good for inflammation, good for your gut, good to reset yourself. Obviously, weight loss and good for your cells. But it's so hard. It's harder mentally to do this. I'm having coffee right now. I can drink water, coffee, a little bit of bone broth. I feel good. I'm not even hungry right now. And I have another, let's see, how much do I have? 14 more hours. That's tonight at midnight. So I can't eat anything one more day. And then next week I can have turkey dinner. But I'm just doing, I have 5 kids. I want to live a long time. And this is one way to help that. People go, why are you doing this? I like the challenge. Have you ever taken an ice bath or an ice shower? Okay.
What happened? It shut off? Oh, probably that. Probably it doesn't have more charge. Cause it No. The cameras. For how long have you been recording? Okay, the cameras always shut off at 30 minutes. 30 minutes they shut off, so that's why you're gonna have to restart. You have to turn them back on. That's it, cause it always shuts off at 30 minutes.
Or let it record.
Pause it and then. No, just leave. Cause they always shut off at 30 minutes.
Oh.
Do you remember what you were saying?
Yeah, ask it again.
All right. On a lighter note, tell us about your 3-day pre-Thanksgiving fast. What's the purpose behind it, and how does it fit into your daily life?
This fast is one of the dumbest things I've ever done, probably. But I do it every year at this time. It helps with longevity, helps with weight loss, helps with to reset your digestion, helps with cell rejuvenation, helps with inflammation, all kinds of old guy stuff that I'm talking about. Your kids, your bodies are perfect. But I have 5 kids, and I love my life, and I want to live as long as I can. So I do these health crazy things to try to stay healthy and feel good, and that is to take freezing cold ice baths, freezing cold showers. Those have different benefits. Fast for 72 hours, drink water, all this silly stuff that I'm trying to do. I have 14 more hours left before I can eat something. Last night, I almost got home at midnight and ate the whole house. But I just hurried up and went to sleep. I am now on hour 57 of fasting. Feel good. Ask me in about 3 hours how I feel. I might be ready to end it. So anyway, it's just something silly that I do, and really it's about the mental. Can I do it? Can I? And then once you accomplish it, you're like, oh, what else can I do? What other things? There's this guy David Goggins who's all about challenging your mind to do hard things and run long distances and challenge your body and mind. If you keep your mind strong, then your body can do anything. So. That kind of relates to what you guys do, right? You're on a very difficult job, do something very challenging. You don't think you can do it, and then you do it. And you probably think to yourself, hey, what else can I, if I did that, what else can I accomplish? So you should always build off those achievements. And, maybe the next time you come across a challenge, you're more confident and ready to take it on.
You take ice cold showers every day.
Yeah.
What inspired that habit, and how does it impact your day-to-day well-being?
Ice shower every day before work. It gives you energy. Now, when I'm in it, it's horrible. It feels like needles are hitting you, and you come out bright red. But that feeling after an ice shower, when you get out, you have this energy and this like dopamine high, this euphoria. You feel so good. It gives me energy for hours after. And because I work such late hours, I need that energy. I can't always drink coffee. So what keeps me coming back is the feeling afterwards that I do it. I was overdoing it at one point, these ice baths, but really I was just excited that I accomplished it. Have you ever jumped into a really cold pool, or maybe gone swimming at the beach in really cold water? And then you get out and you're like, oh, that was fun. That felt good. So that's why I do it. I just try to use it as a way to get energy, and it's just fun.
As a father of 5 and a business owner, how do you juggle your career with family and personal projects?
That is a great question. That is my everyday struggle. That is, I want to spend every waking hour with my family and my children, but that's not life. I've got to make a living. I've got 5 mouths to feed, and put food on the table for my kids. So I have to balance career and family, that work-life balance. And I do the best that I can. There's only so many hours in the day. I have 2 older sons who live in California. They are 21 and 19. And miss them every day. But we speak every day, thank God, on the phone and on FaceTime. It's just about trying to manage your time best, and also a wife who I love to spend my time with and have lunch with. So you just carve out your day. The morning, I'm going to take the kids to school. Okay, and then I'm going to work on my business from these hours. Then I'm going to have lunch with my wife for this hour, and you just try to carve out your day. Have a very tight schedule, but make sure you hit all the goals. Every Sunday night, I get on my phone. All right, what are my goals for the week? And whether it be business goals, relationship goals with my wife, goals at work, things to hit, and try to hit them. And by the end of the week, if you hit those things, you feel so good that you accomplished what you set out to do. And the weekend I dedicate totally to my family. My kids, we just got a little drone that for my 7-year-old's birthday. So that's a father-son thing we can do together. And I want them to feel important, loved, give them the attention they need. And then, this stuff. I'm so happy to be here with you guys because you guys are the future. And the future is bright with you guys, especially this class, and to have Mr. Jarrett. And I just love being here to hopefully help push you even more than you already are being pushed. So I'm very proud of you guys for this because this is so cool to have this studio, to be sitting here talking to people and politicians and all kinds of other people in Philly that you guys are speaking to. I never had this chance, so I would have loved to have done this when I was your age. So keep it going. Be confident in your abilities and your skills, and be unafraid. That's my advice to you all.
To add on what he said, what we seen on your Instagram that you race with your kids, what is it like and how do you feel?
It's like it's like every day I go to work. Like I said, I want to spend every waking hour with my kids, but I got to go to work. And so as Daddy drives off to work, you ever do that? You ever run alongside the car as your dad drives away or somebody? So that's an everyday thing. Daddy, can I run? Can I run next to you as you drive away? Can I go? I'm like, yeah, all right, come on, let's go. And I don't even ask them to. They say, Daddy, we're gonna run with you. Sometimes it's my dog, sometimes it's my 2 boys, sometimes it's everybody, and that's just a fun thing. People seem to really like that, so I keep doing it. Bye, Daddy. Okay. And he's, oh my God, you're so fast. I used to have an uncle when I would run it alongside his car. He'd go, all right, you're going 15, 17 miles an hour, 8, 20, and I'm running as fast as I can. So. That reminds me, it's just kind of a generational thing that every kid did with their parent, I think.
What's something surprising or unexpected that listeners might not know about your journey as a sports anchor and TV personality?
Well, I have this sports show here, but up until 2 years ago, I never did sports. I only did news. I was a news anchor. And luckily, my boss here in Fox 29, they said, "Hey, you're really into sports. What if we gave you a sports show?" And I said, "You bet. I'd love to do a sports show." And so I have this show called the Phantastic Sports Show every night at 11:30. So I'm 22, 23 years into this job, and my first chance to do sports came 2 years ago, and I jumped at it. And I love to do both. Just like if you guys, did plumbing one day, electrical the next day, it's fun to switch it up, right? And keep it interesting. So I love that.
You rehabbed multiple homes and have a great appreciation for trades. What's one skill or lesson you learned from those projects that you think everyone should know?
Patience, like we kind of touched on patience. And just take your time. My late grandfather was so good at the trades. He was self-taught, and he was so patient. But all the work he did was so quality. Not only patience, but attention to detail. Don't use any shortcuts. And you have to know that it's never going to be easy. There's always going to be a problem that you run into with respect to plumbing or electrical, whatever it may be. There's always going to be a something that's like in your way or stopping you from making it an easy job. So you just have to go in knowing nothing's easy. You're going to lose your patience. Take a step back. Take your time. Do it right. You can't take any shortcuts. I've had a few moments where I'm like, just put the screw there and put it right. And then it looks like you know what. So take your time. Be patient. Do it right. That's the best part. Do it right or else you're going to regret it.
Any final pieces of advice for our student listeners who might be nervous about taking risks or stepping outside their comfort zone?
Just do it. It's okay to be nervous. It's okay to be scared. But if you step outside your comfort zone, the feeling you get on the other side is one of gratitude. You're just glad you did it. There's been times where I've had to go on stage or do some kind of thing in front of people. I was nervous, and I did it. There's nothing like the feeling after accomplishing something. I did it. I didn't think I could do it, and I did it. That kind of feeling is, you cannot buy it. It's just, so keep your eye on the prize, is what I would say. And don't be afraid to speak to someone, to take a risk, to do it. That's life. Life is about taking risks and reaping the rewards for those risks, because what's life without taking risks? And you're just sitting in a comfortable place. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. That's my advice.
Thanks for joining us, Jason. Before we wrap up, is there anything you'd like to share with our listeners or any shout-outs?
Shout out to my mom, who's probably going to be watching this. Hey, Mom. My mom's my biggest fan. You guys, moms are the best. And my dad, too.
For sure.
Shout out to my 3 kids, Jagger, Carson, Angelina, John Michael, and JJ. My wife, Lisette. All my friends at Fox 29 and all the people of Philadelphia. I love you. North Philly, that's what's up. Frankfurt and Cottman, that's where they gather. Grease the polls. And let's hope we're going to have a parade this year, okay? So go Phillies, go Mr. Jarrett, go Dope Student Podcast, go Mayfair.
Thank you so much, Jason, for sharing your experiences and insights with us today. We hope everyone listening took away some valuable lessons. Don't forget to follow the Dope Student Podcast for more inspiring stories. See you next time.
Bye.
Yeah! Yeah!
Good job. Thank you.